Welcome back. President Biden finally signed a much anticipated executive order on crypto, calling on various government agencies to look into the risk for crypto investors. Bitcoin was already up 8% after a draft of the order was accidentally leaked. And Yahoo Finance's David Hollerith joins us now with all the details. And David, so maybe a little bit of relief for the industry. So could it be less bad than feared?
Jared, absolutely. I have spoken with some investors who have said something along the lines of, this is neither bad or good. It's just sort of business as usual in terms of, what the executive order is saying. But it appears to have served a much needed shot in the arm for the crypto market. As you pointed out, since yesterday afternoon, almost $100 billion has flowed into the global crypto market cap, which is up almost 7% on the day. In that time, Bitcoin has risen 10%. So analysts are saying after months of bracing for bad news, potentially in this executive order, even though there aren't really any surprises from what has been reported in the media for some time, this top-down regulatory clarity is seen as a boon to investors. So executives I've spoken with, mostly from major cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase, Gemini, and Binance, as well as Circle, which issues the USDC stablecoin. They've all applauded the effort as a sort of a defining or watershed moment for the asset class. I think one thing that is pretty clearly taken away is the fact that the U.S. government is acknowledging sort of the seriousness of the cryptocurrency asset class. And, while it is seen as a highly speculative area of investment, it's interesting to see that, federal agencies across the board will be getting involved and learning more about the asset class and the technology underneath it. The executives I spoke with over email too have also just sort of highlighted how the timing of this, just given the changes in the geopolitical front as well as the macroeconomic front, sort of, it bodes well for how cryptocurrency is being used right now and how it could be used in favor for the U.S. moving forward, as everything is sort of changing right now. And then my final thought I think I would point out is just that while this is sort of taken as a positive news, I think another thing to point out is just the fact that, of all of the events we have seen, like I mentioned, the geopolitical, the Ukraine crisis, as well as the looming concept of the Federal Reserve tightening interest rates. This is one of those events where, no news in some ways is good news. But I think, we'll still have to watch how each of these federal agencies sort of move into the cryptocurrency space and sort of take it forward.
David, I guess to reiterate the point you just made, though, the news coming out of this, if there is one, is that the government is saying, look, this is an asset class that is not going away anywhere. It's here to stay, which is why we want to work to see what the regulation could look like. But it's interesting to me to see the move today in Bitcoin, because those guardrails still need to be set. I mean, isn't that risk still there that could hinder growth in some way?
I think absolutely, and Akiko, it's probably something that's not being priced in. I think the message I'm taking sort of just from the OTC desks that I've spoken with, one in particular is that given everything that has happened over the last couple of weeks, an event like this is definitely taken as sort of a non-event in a good way. But I think what you're pointing out is that what it actually means, it could be slightly different. But again, all these executives, they're pointing to the fact that this is also a signal that the federal government is opening their doors wider. So they're anticipating more collaboration with the private sector.
Hey, David, buy the news. That's the bottom line, right? I think investors will take that. David Hollerith, always great to see you here.